Hi, SEO folks. I am François Goube. We are going to start the webinar. We are just waiting for a few more attendees to join us, so we'll begin in a couple of minutes. So stay tuned, guys. This one's going to be a very, very good one. So I hope you will enjoy it. Let's wait a couple of minutes. Thanks for your patience. As we are waiting for other attendees to join, feel free to think about any question you want to ask. You've got a little room on your GoToWebinar control panel to ask questions. So feel free to do so. If you are an OnCrawl user and you want to ask any question about the product, we can answer your question at the end of the webinar, so feel free to do so. Okay, so just grab a glass of water. And there we go. So thanks for joining us, SEO folks. I'm more than happy to share this webinar with you. I'm looking at Emma, who is just near me. I think it's our third or fourth webinar in English. So I hope we keep on improving our accent. I'm also very happy because we are gonna enter the beast, the heart of the beast. I mean, we are going to talk about how to build your SEO roadmap on top of the right metrics and how to check your roadmap with reliable data. So let's get the webinar started. First of all, let's see what we have for today. We will share with you some thoughts about SEO project management, and we will share our experience and what best practices we encountered in our customers' teams. Second, we will see which tool, which metrics you need to rely on to build an efficient roadmap. And then we will dig into those metrics to switch on lights on each ranking factor. So let's talk a little bit about project management. As SEOs, we have all a geeky, even a nerdy side, so that administrative tasks or management stuff is not always something we like. But project management is not your enemy. It will be one of the key factors of success of your SEO project. So let's talk a little bit about this. Project management, in the case of an SEO project, will help you set the right goals with a good understanding of your resources on one hand, and on the other hand, the state of your SEO. This approach will let you make your goals, so you will manage your planning and how to handle your different SEO tasks the efficient way. The main thing here is that dealing with an SEO project implies you need to deal with different stakeholders. I mean, clients, IT guys, Google, your SEO team. So you might face a huge challenge to align everyone's goals and interests. So chances are you've been confronted to a very big problem while trying to align those interests. So we'll see how to help you with tools and metrics. The first thing is that your boss, your client may want to be handsome and rank for incredible keywords. They often see themselves as a George Clooney of the World Wide Web. But on the other hand, as SEOs, you care about other stuff. And regarding on the IT guy side, you need to work with them, and they might have top priority tasks that are clashing with your SEO constraints. So you need to know how to deal with these kind of stakeholders. And finally, you are dealing with Google. With changing the game rules now and then, and we saw some radical changes in the last few years. So you need to keep that in mind during your SEO project and try to anticipate what Google changes might be. And with over 250 customers, we found out that SEO success is not only a question of skills or expertise, but a question of organization around the project, and a question of how you manage to keep the communication transparent and seamless between all stakeholders. To do that, you obviously need the right tools. This is what we are going to see in a couple of minutes. But let me just point out my preferred tools for project management. We often see in our customer stack that they are using Trello, which is really great to communicate and to keep track about to keep on track who is working on what and when. You've got also we have encountered also Slack, which also helps different groups of people or service, especially IT guys, to communicate on the SEO project. So and of course, as SEOs, I'm sure you love spreadsheets. It will help your day to share spreadsheets across all stakeholders. And one main point here is that you need to arrange SEO workshops with all stakeholders, clients, tech guys, SEOs, even PR guys. You need to have all stakeholders around the table so that you can set up the goals and the planning for each team, and keep your planning on track. So I mean this is very important, because your role as an SEO is to help people communicate on this kind of project. So it's your role to get all stakeholders around the table. So once we've said that, we need to use some metrics to communicate within the team, the SEO teams, the stakeholders of the project. So we will zoom in on just a few metrics. I think there are we can define 3 types of SEO actions, and so we've got 3 types of data sets we will work with. The first one is obviously net linking, and then you've got all metrics about technical SEO, and we will dig into that. I believe that content is a part of technical SEO, because you need it to optimize your website, and you build on top of content your technical optimizations. So it's closely linked. So you can't do one without another to rank on your keyword. So we will see all metrics for these 3 types of SEO actions. First of all, on the net linking and rank monitoring side, my favorite tools, as you may know, are Majestic, SEMrush, and for rank monitoring, there is a very good tool called Ranks, and they have another beta that is live. I believe it's called the Rank Explorer. So feel free to try it. It will ease your day as you are monitoring a lot of keywords. On this side, in terms of method, you obviously want to know who ranks high on most of your keywords. With this type of tools, you get the list of the best websites ranking for your keywords, and you can, with tools like Majestic, understand what are their link profile. I mean, how many backlinks do they have? How many rev domains do they have? What is their trust flow? How they use anchor text. And then you've got all the stuff about technical SEO and content. So we'll zoom in here with on how to organize your content, how to segment it, how to build the right pages, I mean your top priority pages, and how to keep your performance on track. And obviously you can do it with OnCrawl, and so that you will see a few examples from our app. With all of this, there'll be a good pilot to handle your SEO, and I mean a real pilot, not this one on the screen. So let's dig into that. First of all, first thing first, when you start thinking about your on-page SEO, you need to get back to your basics. The first thing here to watch for is the perfect picture of your content. You need to perfectly understand your market, your topic, to provide your targets with the content they want, using the keywords they are carrying. You also need to know how content is split within your website. And of course, it might be a good idea to compare your website to your competitors. Chances are you will find some solutions or perhaps a kind of inspiration. In this chart, you can see this website has a huge volume of pages belonging to the category presented in red. At first sight, you understand there might be something hard to deal with in terms of internal linking structure and indexation of this type of pages, because there are very numerous. So to help you learn more on this, let's look at an A-grade website, meaning a perfectly thought content structure. This website is an online media. They want to rank on top priority on the names of people like Madonna, Lady Gaga, you name it. So they also perfectly know that they have some parts of their websites that are within the category called media. I don't know if it's readable on your screen, but it's all the bar charts that are in brown. So you see here that this part of the website, which corresponds to pages with media, I mean pictures, videos, diaporamas, they don't have a lot of content on these pages. So you see here that they put these pages at the end of their website. I mean, at a depth level that is very deep in their website. Because they know these kinds of pages, as they don't have enough content, they might be near duplicates within this group of pages. So they decided to put it very deep in their structure. But when you look at the green category called people, which are pages that are aiming to rank on the name of famous people, well, you see that they have put these pages very close to the home page. So chances are these pages are receiving a lot of popularity, and you see here that their website, if you look at the other categories, it's very well sought. So you've got a great example here of people knowing what they are doing in terms of internal linking structure, in terms of drill down to each part of their website, and categorization of their pages. So in terms of method, again, to try to reach that type of organization of content, you need to think about how to prioritize your pages. And in my point of view, you should be splitting your pages or segmenting your pages at first with all the pages you want to that should rank on a highly competitive keywords, then middle tail pages, and then long tail pages. You can split these three categories within your groups of pages, because as an e-commerce vendor, for instance, I think you have product pages, you have brand pages, you have category pages, and the competition on each of these pages is not the same. So you might want to segment your content by groups of pages, and then within the groups by level of competitions between your page. Once you've done that, the metrics you need to keep an eye on are page depth and in rank. If we go back to the previous slides, you see that they rely on the page depth to be assured that their content is properly presented to the bots, and then they can double check their content organization by in rank if they want. Now that you know, thanks to our crawler, how your content is organized, or if your optimizations in terms of content segmenting has the impact you wanted, you might look at your log files. We have a log monitoring tool within OnCrawl. And with this log monitoring in OnCrawl, you can check for each group of pages how Google behaves, how Google is fetching your pages. Is it fetching all your pages? Which ones? What is the call frequency for each group? You can have all your answers using this type of service. In this case, you can see this case is an e-commerce vendor. They are selling tires. In this case, you can see that we have a category called Other. That corresponds to a few pages, just less than 100 pages, I believe, which are pages with no value at all. For this e-commerce website, it is not product pages nor brand pages. These pages are garbage pages, they don't care about, with no goals to rank them. And as you may know, Google crawl's budget is limited. I mean, all the resources Google is spending to index your website are limited. So basically, Google is spending the same resources to index your website every day. So your job as an SEO is to optimize these resources. We call it the crawl budget. And on this example, you see that the other category corresponds to just 100 pages if you look at the number of unique pages crawled by Google every day. But when you look at how many hits Googlebot is doing on your page, you see that these categories, this other category, Google is spending between half of its resources and 2/3 of its resources to crawl these pages. This is a very big problem because you want Google to see valuable pages, and so if Google is spending a lot of time, a lot of resources on unvaluable pages, then chances are you don't receive all the traffic you could. So I think that in this type of case, you might want to improve your internal linking structure to drive Google to other pages and more valuable pages, such as your product pages, for instance. Looking at the log, you will have a very clean overview of your SEO impact. You will know how your optimizations are performing. You can detect regressions in real time or nearly real time. And you can have all your SEO visits by group of pages, which is easier than looking at this on your analytics platform. If you're using Google Analytics, it can be rough to access this type of data. So we are retrieving all this data from your log files, and you can check it in real time. As we get all the data about your traffic, either from your logs in priority, or if you don't have access to your log, we can have it using your Google Analytics account. You can dig into your active pages. And active pages is a page receiving organic traffic. I mean, it's all the landing pages reached by users from search engine result pages. So here you can see that you have the number of active pages, which is a great metric to track your SEO performance. Just check if you are growing this number. We have the active ratio. It's all the active pages versus all the pages known by Google. It's very important to check that because you see here in this case that this customer is only receiving traffic on 17% of their pages, so that they have many ways to improve their organic traffic. Something very cool as well is the press rank. The press rank is a score. It corresponds to the period between two events. It's an average period between a first event, that is Google has fetched for the first time a page, and a second event, that is Google has sent its first visit organically on the page. So when you are an e-commerce vendor and that you have a new collection for 2017, this is the shortest period of time you will wait for Google to send a visit to your new pages. So you might want to double check these kind of indicators by groups of pages, because your product pages, for instance, might not behave the same way that your brand pages or the pages of your blog. It might be different. So with OnCrawl, you will be able to dig into each group and to get very accurate data for each part of your website. And as we are talking about active pages, we are also doing something I found very cool, which is identifying a pattern, a common characteristics between your active pages. Again, you can filter these kind of results by groups of pages, but what you can see here is that we are aggregating data about how many in-links active pages are receiving. Do they use structured data like schema.org? How many words are on these kind of pages? Do they have duplication issues? How fast they are? And many other metrics like what are the bounce rates of search pages. We've got a lot of usage metrics as well that will ease your day as an SEO. And looking at these active pages, and you can look at the inactive pages as well, so that you can know what to focus on. You can know what are the quick or big potential wins. And as you may have noticed, if you are an OnCrawl user, and for those of you who don't know, we are comparing your logs data and the crawl data we retrieve with OnCrawl crawlers. So that we are building what we call combined analysis. And we are comparing for each ranking factor what is the behavior of Google bots. So with this type of analysis, you can understand which ranking factor matters most to your website, and it may vary depending on your topic or the size of your website. And in this example, you can see that there are what is the impact of the number of words, the size of the content on a page, how it may impact Google bots behavior. We all know that as SEOs that if we have content, we have more chances to get well treated by Google. But here you can spot what's the target in terms of size of content or number of words you need to add on your page to be assured to be crawled by Google and consequently to be indexed by Google. So if you have parts of your website that are not crawled by Google and not indexed, this is a ranking factor you might want to look at. Talking about content, you should work on your groups and on your content architecture. You need to spot oversized parts of your website. On the left on the screen, I have something that is we have a lot of categories that have the same size, and on the right hand we have a big retailer sending a lot of high-tech stuff, and they didn't manage to set up their groups of pages properly, so that you understand that the category called Other, which is in gray, it might be very hard to have an accurate analysis of these pages. So you should spend time on setting up your groups of pages, and of course we are here. We have all the support teams that are here to help you doing so. So feel free to ask for it if you can't handle this, even if it's very easy, and even if we have a kind of machine learning algorithm that will set up all your groups in just one click. So if you want to go deeper in your analysis, you might want to have a multi-categorization as well. So feel free to ask it, to ask for it. And as we talk about the content, in terms of method, to get a perfect content segmentation, you need, again, to spot your most competitive pages. You need to know your content and what piece of content are unique, what pages have bold or thin content. This way, you can determine how you should boost the visibility of each zone. Remember the previous example with the website, the online media website who wanted to rank on the name of famous people. This way, you can also arbitrate your index, no index rules within your robust TXT, and it will be very easy to organize your content and to set up this kind of rules if you know what parts of your content are competitive with big guys, and how much content you have on each part of your website. This way, you will be able to define what are the ideal on-page metrics for each group of pages. So once you've done that, you will be able to build the perfect SEO roadmap. Following up on content, you know that we are the only ones to have a near duplicate detector within OnCrawl, so that we can group pages by similarity. And when you are dealing with these kind of issues, you want to understand how big is your problem. So we made it very actionable. You can filter all the duplicated pages clusters by size of the group or by level of similarity, so that you know how to tackle this kind of problem. And you can go deeper than that, because the first thing you want to ask yourself is, do I really need to correct these kind of pages that have near duplicates? And the first thing to ask, to answer the question, is to ask yourself, do I have pages with near duplicates, and are they generating traffic? You can use our data explorer to access this kind of information, and if your pages with near duplicates are generating traffic, you should ask yourself why. Do they have backlinks so that they are kind of popular, so that they are ranking even if they have duplicated content, or is it just because the competition is very poor on this topic, so that even if your pages have near duplicates, Google has decided to rank them because there are no better candidate for a particular query? So you should ask this question to build your SEO task list on near duplicates. And when you are dealing with duplicates, a usual way to avoid them is to set up rules to have canonical URLs. Sometimes the SEOs are thinking once they've set up canonicals, they are done. And that's not true at all. You need to have a semantic approach on these issues. Our tool is grouping page by similar content, so all pages within a group are talking about the same thing. We give you the information about either the canonicals are set for each page of a group. Are they pointing to the same URL, which could be great because pages are talking about the same thing again. Or if we are giving you the information about if the canonicals are pointing to different pages, all pages within a group have different canonicals. This is a problem because what you see here is that if the canonicals of each page in a group don't target the same page, Google is still fetching them as often as if they were pages with no duplication. I think Google is doing that to keep trying to understand these pages. So you are asking. Let's say Google is still spending its resources and all his time on bad pages, because as they will be considered as duplicates, they won't rank. So you don't want to waste Google's resources on this kind of pages, and you try to, because you've set up canonicals, but you didn't set up canonicals properly. So you should ask yourself, do I set up my canonicals regarding the sense of each page? Do I set up a canonical to a category or to a particular product page? You need to think about how the page and its canonical is matching semantically. Switching to other ranking factors, OnCrawl's combined analysis will help you check which ranking factor has the biggest impact on Google behavior. So let me give you a few more examples. On this example, we have the call ratio by number of inlinks per page. So it seems obvious for SEOs that the number of links pointing to a page is significant in they have a significant weight in the Google algorithm. So having a lot of links pointing to a page will get them crawled and indexed by Google. But what OnCrawl gives you is an accurate view of the ideal number you need to reach to be assured to get your pages crawled by Google. This is the same thing for loading time, for instance. So if you want to know how fast might be your website to get crawled and properly indexed by Google, you can check for each range of loading time how Google is crawling your pages or not. So it's the same for each ranking factors, for the uniqueness of titles, the size of titles, the use of HNs. You will have a very, very exhaustive view of how each ranking factor is impacting Google bot behavior. What you need to know here is that all websites are not born equal, because depending on the size of your website, your popularity, or let's say your authority, depending on your topic, Googlebot won't behave the same way on all websites. I mean, if you are an e-commerce vendor, chances are number of words will count for a lot in the way Google is crawling your website. If you are a classified website, the number of words, if we are looking at all the customers of OnCrawl that have a classified website, we are seeing that the number of words is not having a very big impact in Google's eyes. And when you have a very small website competing for a very competitive keyword, we saw that loading time has a very, very big impact on Google bot behavior, and a very big impact in terms of active ratio. So you will have the three levels of analysis within OnCrawl. First, you have the crawl data so that you check how you handle your optimizations. You can check within the logs how Googlebot is interpreting your optimizations. And with the combined analysis, you can dig down to what is the impact in terms of traffic, what is the impact of each ranking factor towards both behaviors and traffic. So you have the complete overview, a 360 view of your SEO, and with a combined analysis, you can go further. Because what you can see here is the summary of the combined analysis, and you can see that we can spot how many pages are in your structure. I mean, how many pages you have linked to with your internal linking structure. We have the number of unique pages crawled by Google. And so that we know which part of your website Google does not know at all. And we know what we call orphan pages, which are pages that are not linked from your structure, but are known by Google and that are fetched by Google. You might be interested by double checking these orphan pages. And we'll talk about this in a couple of minutes, because it might hurt your website to have them. In this combined analysis, you've got a 360 view of your traffic as well, so that you can dig down any page group, any piece of data we have computed with our crawler in front of how it is impacting your traffic or Google bots. And let's have a look at orphan pages. The big thing here with orphan pages is that they don't have any link pointing to them from your structure. So it can come from various reasons. One is, let's say you're an e-commerce vendor. You sometimes you have products that are out of stocks. So your content management system might have the rule that if the product is out of stock, then the link to the product page should be deleted, and it's probably automatic. Once you have made a link to that kind of page, Google knows it. So as Google remembers it, it's still trying to fetch them. So if the page is still responding to OK, Google is still fetching it. But the big thing here is that as you don't have any link pointing to them, they don't receive any popularity. So chances are they don't rank at all. So they won't generate any traffic. So you should ask yourself how to deal with it. Should you redirect these URLs? Should you put no index? Within our combined analysis, you get all your answers, because as you know your website, you know what kind of content you have on any page, and what are the metrics, the SEO metrics, the on-page metrics you have on any page. You can take better decisions. And for instance, if we follow up the example of a product that is out of stock, you should ask yourself, will I receive other stock of this product? So perhaps I would want to keep the page alive and keep links pointing to that page. But if it's a product from 2015 collection, you might want to redirect the page to a similar product of the new collection. And if it's a brand you don't work with anymore, perhaps you want to set up a no index. So there are many cases, and you get to be very smart at handling these orphan pages. But because your goal here is to maximize the resources spent by Google on your indexation and on your website. So you want to drive Google to lead it to a more valuable part of your website. So you need to understand if the orphan pages may be valuable or not, and take a decision. You can also take better decisions by understanding if these orphan pages are generating traffic or not. So we also give you this kind of information. And you need to understand also that to build the perfect roadmap, you can validate or invalidate all your plannings, your roadmap, your tasks, your strategy by combining all the crawl data with your analytics and get deeper insights about how your website is behaving and what is the impact you're having in terms of SEO. So by doing so, you'll be able to build a perfect roadmap. And to as you know all your constraints, all your stakeholders goals or constraints, you might be able to set up a proper action plan dealing with all constraints from all stakeholders, and as with the combined analysis, you know which ranking factor is impacting positively your traffic, and what kind of factor is having the biggest impact. It will help to prioritize any task, and by crossing how much impact a particular ranking factor have, and your organizational constraints, you can get a better prioritization of your task. So I believe that to build the killer SEO roadmap is about having a lot of data, being able to understand and aggregate all these type of data, and to communicate with all stakeholders to understand the constraints and confront your SEO roadmap with the resources you have to advance on your SEO roadmap. Just to sum up, I will recommend you to start with a crawl analysis to get a good understanding of how you handle all ranking factors, all optimizations within your website, and how your content is organized. Then look at log files because it's very useful. You've got incredible information in logs, so it will help you spot problems you can't even discover if you don't look at your logs. So please do. We have also an open source version of our log monitoring tool. So if you don't have the budget, please take our open source version and try it. You will find very useful information as well. And then the combined analysis will help you validate or invalidate all your hypotheses, all your strategy. Thanks a lot. Merci à tous. Thanks all. If you want to reach us, feel free to send me a mail at François@OnCrawl.com, or join us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. We'll be happy to share our knowledge and